So let's talk a little bit about Zion. He needed to leave the bubble, and we hope that whatever situation he needed to leave for is under control and his family is safe. But how do we feel that's going to affect the Pelicans moving forward?
Who called the cops? Who called the cops?
Look at
My
your
bad.
shirt.
My bad.
Look at what, my shirt?
Your shirt.
Wasn't me, man. Wasn't me. I'm at home. I swear, I'm at home.
They're on their way. So.
COVID police, I'm at home. I swear to you.
Somebody got corona, man. What's going on? Somebody caught something.
But
No, but
in terms of sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kay. Go ahead.
In terms of Zion, of course that's going to be huge because I don't want to say that's their best player because that's Brandon Ingram, I believe, right now. But in terms of the person that makes the most impact, I think that's where they're going to miss Zion the most because, one, his size is undeniable. He's stronger than everybody. He gets to the rim. He actually does have a decent mid-range and three-point game. And plus, that's just another big piece that you're going to have to fill with, I'm sorry, but a bunch of players who aren't Zion Williamson. And I don't think if Zion doesn't come back, just take the Pelicans out of the playoff race.
Honestly, for me, I agree. I agree with most of what you said, Kay. I think even if he comes back, they're still not making the playoffs. Personally, I think that to include Zion right now, honestly, was just a ratings thing and a money thing for the NBA. The Pelicans right now, they're way too low to have 8 games make a big difference right now. So I mean, Zion is definitely must see. It's something that people want to watch. He's kind of like being trained to be the next LeBron after LeBron leaves. And that's kind of the narrative when it comes to Zion, because that's why I think they set up the NBA this season the way they did to include Zion into the games. And the only reason why, honestly, guys, to be very frank, is ratings and money, because even with Zion, I don't think the Pelicans are making a playoff.
I'll just say I do agree that it is a part of ratings, but at the same time, Zion made the Pelicans a really, really good basketball team.
Definitely.
A very, very good basketball team. They went from 20th in defense to 9th in defense when he started to play. They went from, I think, 16th in offense to like 11th or 12th in offense when he started to play. So he was an impact. He had a huge impact on their team. I think they would have had a better chance at making the playoffs, but now that they don't have Zion, I think it's completely out of the question. And it depends. I mean, hopefully he's good and his family's safe, and hopefully at some point he comes back. But I don't think it's going to be a legitimate run for the Pelicans as well. I think it's probably a good bye.
Yes, we're having a tough time hearing you, buddy.
Yeah, we're to Esco.
Am I?
I told you that New York jersey, man. I told you.
It's bad luck. Damn it.
I told you, man.
But I will add to this. Although it is kind of a money move, the Pelicans were only 1 game out behind the Portland Trailblazers.
Yep.
So and both teams were around 4 or 5 games away from Memphis. So it is a money move, but at the same time, the Pelicans did deserve to be there based off the run and the momentum that they were receiving and they were getting to kind of close the gap on the 8th seed.
Let me put it like this. If Zion was out for the rest of the season via injury, we would not be seeing the Pelicans right now.
Of course, but he's here. So you can't. So we can't actually say that because Zion is actually here.
Also, no, but what I'm saying is the reason why they're there is because of Zion, because it's a money move, because of ratings, and because honestly, it's too little, too late. 8 games won't make a difference, and they're out of the playoffs.
It was the TV deal, man.
There, then Zion has to. Then the Pelicans have to be there. They're a half a game out.
Look, it just makes sense in terms of TV money. They needed a good portion of their teams, 22 of their teams, to get to 70 games. And most teams were at 62, 63 games. They had to get to 70 to make sure that they reached their TV deal. That's why you see the Spurs, the Suns, the Wizards even in it. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to invite those guys into the Orlando.
Exactly.
Right? I don't think it was let's get Zion in no matter what. I think it was let's reach our TV deal money for sure. One thing a boss said was really interesting, whereas like they're prepping Zion to be the next Michael Jordan. Or sorry, LeBron. James. And the funny thing is, if you remember when Michael was retiring, it was Grant Hill is the next Michael Jordan. Oh no, Vince Carter is the next Michael Jordan. And none of those guys panned out to be just as good as Michael Jordan. when you put the expectations on a guy to be the next LeBron James, he inevitably never ends up becoming the next LeBron James. Let's just take that narrative out. He's not trying to be the LeBron James. He's trying to be the next Zion Williamson.
Next,
I agree.
Doncic.
So when I say next LeBron, I don't mean from a skill level. I'm talking about face of the league. So we went from Michael to Kobe to LeBron, and now we need another face. And now Zion is kind of being groomed to be that face of the league. I'm not saying skill-wise. I mean, first of all, it's way too early to tell because we don't know. Because we never thought anybody would even come close to MJ when it comes to being the GOAT. But, I mean, of course, for me, MJ is the GOAT. But this guy right here, he makes a pretty good case. And we thought nobody would ever come that close. Same thing with Zion. It's a bit too close right now. I'm just saying when it comes to face of the league, I think Zion is being prepped from that standard, not from a skill standard.
That's fair.
They need to make it Luka Doncic. That's what I've been saying.
I agree.
You mean make Luka like prep Luka for the face of the league?
Yeah.
Of course. There's only like a handful of players who are better than Luka Doncic right now in his second season. Only a handful. And
not only that, but you make the league international that way. There's this international guy from Slovenia who is the best player in the league. Now everybody's going to watch the NBA, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's true. I just when I think about how many championships possibly could Luka really win in Dallas, that's where
a lot.
But with what cast? With Porzingis? With
Porzingis.
Nothing's wrong with him. I just don't. Remember, he's coming from the same place that S got his jersey right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like he doesn't understand what winning means.
Yeah.
We saw what happened in Dallas. I mean, injuries came in, and things happen, right? But at the end of the day, I still feel that Dallas needs a little bit more than just Luka and Porzingis to win, because the Western Conference is just way too loaded. And as long as, Damian Lillard's still in there fighting, as long as James Harden's still in there doing his step backs, these guys are going to be around, for a good while, and maybe when those guys are on the way out with Giannis and those guys, then yeah, sure, Luka might win some championships.
Throughout this whole thing, you're forgetting Giannis, by the way.
Luka Doncic?
Luka is
How old is Luka Doncic?
Luka's 20 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know he's 20.
That's all I have to say. He's 20 years old and he's wrecking the league. Like when after your rookie season, you're supposed to have a decent second year. This guy's jump was bigger. He had a bigger jump than LeBron James.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then LeBron. Luka is going to take over the Western Conference, and Porzingis is the perfect number 2 player. The perfect number 2 player.
No, go ahead.
If they don't do what they did with Steve Nash and Dirk and break them up too early,
right,
they're going to be perfectly fine. And I'm going to say they're going to have at least 3 or more championships.
Porzingis is young too, man. Porzingis is a young guy too. I think he's like
23.
23, 24. So
honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, Porzingis leaving New York might be the best thing that ever happened to him.
Oh, best
exactly.
thing.
Worst thing to happen to the Knicks, though.
You made your bed, you have to lie in it.
The Knicks can't catch a break, man. Who is that? Who you got on anyway? Who is that?
Listen. You got to put respect on Latrell Sprewell's name.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to say nothing about that.
Sprewell?
Yeah.
Sprewell and Allen Houston.
Allen Houston. Wow, what a name.
Remember?
Yeah.
Sprewell, Allen Houston, Larry Johnson.
Oh, yeah. That was
Didn't Allen Houston drop an R&B album, or am I tripping?
No, did he?
He probably did. I know Steve Francis did. All these players always jumped into – even Tony Parker has an album. So I'm not –
Yeah, he does.